And according to Washington Post reporter Jennifer Rubin, that's going to come back to bite Republicans in the 2024 election. Jennifer Rubin with the Washington Post had a great new article this week. The title is "Right-Wing Judges May Cripple the GOP." And she spends about a page and a half talking, of course, about last week's ruling with regard to the Texas judge who banned the abortion pill, used a bunch of activist language in the ruling, completely violated the, I think it's a 6-year statute of limitations to even challenge the FDA on a drug being on the market, because mifepristone, I forgot how to say it, I'm so sorry. Mifepristone, yeah. Mifepristone has been on the market for 20 years, so the judge way missed the statute of limitations, but still decided, nope, I'm going to ban it anyway. And the public's pissed. And that's what Jennifer Rubin is talking about. So let me read this from Rubin's article. Again, I think it's very well written, and I think it's very on point. Here it is. It is one thing to gin up the base on invented threats from critical race theory or the Great Replacement theory, but when the MAGA movement's judges begin to inflict radically unpopular edicts on those outside the right-wing audience, that risks sparking a counter-response, a determined, broad-based movement insistent that the United States not turn the clock back on decades of social progress. Republican setbacks, such as the disappointing 2022 midterms, a progressive Democrat last week winning a crucial Wisconsin Supreme Court seat, and rising support for abortion rights over the past year, suggest that conservatives may have won the battle to stack the courts with ideologues, but might be losing the war for public opinion and ultimately electoral control. The more the Supreme Court diverges from overwhelming public sentiment on issues such as abortion, guns, and voting rights, the more strength and more allies the progressive movement may gain. I kind of like the sound of that. Now, it's obviously not worth losing our rights in the meantime because God only knows if we're ever going to get them back. But Rubin's overall theory is that it's one thing for these horrible Republican politicians like what we have down here in Florida, to push the CRT bans, to push the transgender bans, to go after woke Disney, and, the same thing's happening in Texas with the bans, in Oklahoma and all the red states. It's one thing to do it at the state level because you're doing it to an audience that typically likes these things because, as I previously said, they don't understand them. But when the judges come in, those decisions aren't local. Those decisions are national, meaning they don't just affect the red states, they're affecting the blue states, but more importantly, they're affecting those swing states. Kind of like the overturning of Roe did last summer. That played a massive role in what happened in the 2022 midterm elections. We even saw red states like Kansas veto on their ballot in 2022 a ban on abortion. So even in red states, these things aren't that popular. And if these judges continue down this path, as Rubin says, you're handing 2024 to the to the progressives, she says, which is even better. Hand it to us. We'll take it. We'll fix the problems. We have ideas. We have better ideas than Republicans have because our ideas don't involve tax cut, tax cut, tax cut. But in the meantime, people suffer, and that's not okay. That's not okay at all. These activist judges are doing the job that Republicans put them there to do. And the voters need to remember that when they head to the polls next year. Yes, the judges might be the ones doing it, but you have to punish at the ballot the ones who put those judges there in the first place. Otherwise, you're going to end up with more Republican activist judges giving even worse rulings than what we've already seen. I am Farron Cousins, sitting in for David Pakman. Don't forget, you can find me at youtube.com/TheRingOfFire, youtube.com/FarronBalanced, and all across social media at Farron Balanced. We'll be right back with more on The David Pakman Show.